Good evening, class. My name is Ortega. I'm here to tell you why we don't need more guns on campus. So let's stop and think real quick. How would you feel if you knew a classmate had a gun in their possession? You think you would feel safer, or would you feel threatened? Nowadays, we show up to our classes on campus, and we don't think twice that the people around us would be carrying a gun. We're looking down at our phones, we have our AirPods in, and subconsciously we just feel safe to show up to campus and expect to get a good education. So why is it that there are people that think that more guns on campus would be beneficial to campus security? Now, on the one hand, we have gun lobbyists that are arguing that additional guns on campus, specifically in the hands of students, would make campus life much safer. But on the other hand, however, I'm here to argue that additional guns on campus are not only completely unnecessary, but they would be more dangerous. And I have 2 points to support this. Dangers already exist on campus, and we'll talk about them shortly. But apart from that, guns in the classroom are very counterintuitive to the goals of higher academia, and we'll discuss that after we discuss the potential dangers that already exist on campus. So first and foremost, before we even think about introducing more guns on campus, let's discuss these dangers that I'm talking about. Now, according to a 2019 national survey, 62% of students reported drinking in the last month prior to taking the survey. 35% reported actually getting drunk, and 30% reported using illicit drugs. So as we can see, alcohol and drug use is very popular on campus. Now, furthermore, students with guns on campus as well were also more likely to report drinking heavily, more frequently, and even while driving. Now, obviously, we know that alcohol and drug use are linked to increased aggression and impairment of judgment. We can't trust these students to be carrying guns around when they are intoxicated. It's simply dangerous. And what about the women on campus? Despite the previous evidence, gun lobbyists are arguing further that women should be allowed to conceal carry an arm to ward off sexual assault. And not only are the potential assailants already intimidating towards women, but allowing guns on campus would mean that they would also be armed. In one case, when Utah and Colorado passed a campus carry policy, crime rates, including forced assault, increased during a time where the nationwide rate of sexual assault was decreasing. That just made the fear all too much more real. And the vast majority of women on college campuses don't support increased gun presence on campus anyway. In a survey at California State University, over 80% of the sample population, all female students, didn't want even licensed people to have guns on campus and did not believe that additional guns would increase safety on campus at all. Excuse me. So apart from the dangers on campus, let's talk about how guns would manipulate the power dynamics in the classroom. Apart from the harmful effects on daily campus life, forcing colleges and universities to allow guns would be detrimental to the quality of education in the classroom. Again, the presence of guns in the classroom is detrimental to academic freedom of speech, and it completely manipulates the power dynamics between professors and students. The potential threat is simply not worth the risk for many professors. We have one professor, Maria Gonzalez, at the University of Houston, who argues that classes that discuss controversial topics, whether they be about abortion, gay rights, race theory, are the ones that are the most at risk, especially in conservative states like hers. She adds, why even go there if you're an instructor and can't hope to have a productive or illuminating conversation? Professors shouldn't worry about making students uncomfortable, and students shouldn't be afraid of having discussions with each other in fear that somebody will pull out a gun. Many professors have even gone to abandon their job posts completely in search of campuses where they can feel safer, away from the forceful and intrusive pro-gun laws. And accidents happen. It isn't worth it to have guns on campus if it means that accidental discharges are a possibility. In 2014, only a few months after a law forced Idaho colleges to allow guns on campus, a professor with a license to carry accidentally shot himself in a chemistry lab. Now, we can take a minute to reflect and think about the possibilities of a firearm in the same room as a lab that has flammable gases that are toxic, potent, that can be breathed in. The dangers are just endless in that scenario, and it's just not worth it. So let's take a look on the other side. Are there actually any benefits to having more guns on campus? Organizations such as American Concealed argue that campus police cannot be everywhere at once, and that's true. If an active shooter were to occur, a student with a concealed weapon could intervene and save their peers, they argue. Now, is this true? I would argue not. This is a hefty responsibility to put on just students, regardless of their qualifications, one that not many can handle. For example, the National Crime Victimization Survey revealed that women were almost never successful at fending off potential attackers with a firearm. In over 300 cases reported between 2007 and 2011, not once was a firearm used to stop an attempted assault. But we can get more specific. In another case, there were more armed students on campus during a shooting in the fall of 2015 at Umpqua Community College. Now, during the shooting, their presence didn't prevent the incident at all, and the students did not take any action like the gun lobbyists claimed they would, and I don't blame them either. Intelligently, the students decided that they would not make the decision worse or put their lives at risk. So let's take another look at another argument. Gun lobbyists as well argue that gun-free zones are not safe spaces. They argue that the recent surge in college shootings like the 2007 Virginia Tech incident generates enough merit to allow guns on campus. But that simply isn't true either. Current statistics reveal that college and university campuses that tend to prohibit guns are indeed relatively safe from gun violence. From 1995 to 2002, 93% reported incidents occurred off campus. And the Giffords Law Center revealed that less than 2% of students reported even being threatened with a gun on campus. They further added that of the nearly 15,000 total gun homicides in the US in 2017 alone, only 25 of them, either non-negligent or declared murders, actually occurred on campus. So let's recap. We don't need more guns on campus. Though the debate continues and our goals align with our counterparts, statistics and other evidence simply reveal that allowing guns on college and university premises will lead to more violence rather than safety. Campuses are safe enough when they have gun bans, and students face enough dangers on campus as it is with drugs and alcohol and potential predators towards women, etc. We don't need any guns that are going to put any lives in danger, and any more danger than they already are. And students and faculty as well deserve a gun-free classroom that allows them the freedom to discuss their lessons openly without the fear of moral repercussions. A professor should be able to take charge of their classroom without the fear that a student will pull out a gun on them. And students are already nervous enough to speak in class as it is. If they know that one another is carrying a gun, it's just going to ruin the potential discussions that can be had in the classroom. Now, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my argument. I'm going to present you here with some references that I used. I hope you'll take a look at them, and I hope that we can continue to have this discussion. I appreciate your time. Thank you.